Well, that didn't end the way we wanted it to end, but hey, it ended. Um, Speaking of endings, I'm gonna bring mine to an end. Just want to thank all of you that have joined us over the year. We have been doing this too long. Um, we are actually podcasters, my wife and I, but we do this stream for you that are on these platforms so that we may be able to be an encouragement to you in some form or fashion. I know a lot of us have been through some rough periods during 2018. Some have had a lot of losses, especially in our part of the country where I live. We had hurricanes and you know floods and whatnot, and I personally didn't lose anything in hurricanes, but a lot of people have. And this year had been pretty rough for a lot of people. But one I want to encourage you and let you know is that this year you got to look at it as being a year that's better than the year prior. No matter what happened, no matter what you went through, no matter what's going on now, I just want to encourage you that you got to look at it as this year is going to be the best years. Not only this year, but the years after is going to be my better years. And that they're going to be years of joy, going to be years of peace. It's going to be years that you're going to be able to have what you have been seeking for. Make some new goals. Like myself, I decided to make some new goals. Um, One of the things that, as far as I asked myself, well, what is the future for this? What is the future for Embrace Marriage Ministries and Embrace Gaming and all these different things? What is the future for it? What am I to do? Um, there's a lot of things I would love to do. We are going to do a lot of updating. Kind of change the face of different things. You're gonna see different things happen. Trying to get more, um, what you call it, more creative. I guess you can say, do more, make everything more uh, cleaner, more whatever. The more people that we can gain in fellowship and in viewership, I think the better we can be able to do what needs to be done. So if you're not following us right now on these different platforms, you're not following us on these different things. If you're looking at us right now on one of these platforms, you're not following us. Then follow us on these. Look for ways you can be able to support us because we're going to find ways to support you. We're about connecting with people who is actually have a goal, especially in the gaming side, that has a goal to be better. And a lot of people, when they're streaming, they don't really, especially if they've gotten a certain amount of followership and subscribers, they don't really think about people that don't have 10,000 or like ninja millions of followers. They don't. I mean, once you get past a certain point where you start making that kind of money and you start, and really honestly, not about the money with us, but when you have people who do this for a living, they really only think about the numbers and not the people. But when you're small, you do think more about the people, not the dollars. You think about how can I be a blessing to the people that have taken their time to watch me do what I do, who support me in the way that I do it, to always be feel welcome when they come into the stream. I want to be able to you to be welcome when you come in here and not feel as though I'm going to judge you for anything because there are people that come, they have different persuasion, they have different mindsets, they have different religions, they're different whatever. I don't judge a person based on what they believe and what they think and how they act or whatever. I've worked with, and worked with all kinds of people. And God has showed me a long time ago to not to um to not to respect a man's person. This is to give you a biblical instance of that, because sometimes God had to take you through situations where you show you that you are sociably prejudiced. There was a situation that happened to me, and God had to show me that, because He says that there are certain people you would treat a certain way, and if they're because they're you'll treat them like that good because they're like you, but if they're not like you treat them different. And He said He told me that you're socially prejudiced. I never heard of that, but that's what it was. I was sociably, like society wide. Like if you meet a poor person, you treat that poor person different than you would if you treat somebody on your level or higher. Um, the Bible calls it James favoritism, basically, is what it is. But there is a prejudice that comes with it because you treat people differently than you would treat someone that you know or don't know. That's at the same level as you or a little higher. They're not dressed the same, or they're not looking the same. We tend to judge people based on how they look because that's all we see. But then you have a person that may look a certain way, but then you get to know them, they may not even be like that. But the fact is, what he had to, there was a Bible example of that as well. Peter, in the book of Acts, was a Jew. He was a devout Jew at that. And he got a vision. Well, first of all, the story actually starts in Acts 10. The verse 1 is about this centurion called Cornelius. Cornelius, or as these people in this game called Cornelius, Cornelius, Cornelius was a centurion who was worshiped God and gave alms, and which were like he gave to the poor and took care of the needy and stuff like that. So he did this daily. He did this every time, weekly. He gave, well, however way he did it, but he gave it to him, and those alms and his worship, his prayers and his alms went up to God, and God wanted to bless him by endowing him with the power of the Spirit, like He did with the apostles and the people in the upper room. So he decided he was going to send one of his boy Peter, to him. So he gave him a vision of all these. He was sitting there waiting on dinner to be made, lunches or whatever. And he was sitting on the top of the house, kind of just chilling, waiting and meditating, fell in a trance, and all of a sudden this vision he saw of these animals, different animals that they could, according to Levitical law, couldn't eat, was sitting in this sheet, and it was let down. And he told him, said, "Rise, Peter, kill and eat." And he said, "No, Lord, none common unclean has ever touched my lips." He said, "That which God has cleansed, then you do not call common unclean." So what happened? 3 men came. It happened 3 times. The 3 men came to him, who came from Cornelius, and came to Peter's house. The Simon, the tanner, was where he was. Knocked on Simon's door and said, "Hey, you got a guy here named Simon, surnamed Peter?" Because that's what the angel told him. That's who he was. He said, "I'm him." He said, the Holy Spirit told him and said, "Hey, go with these men because I sent them." So he came down saying, "I'm the guy you're looking for." He said, "We want you to come with us." And he told him about Cornelius and what he did, and say he had a vision from the angel of the Lord, and told him this and that. Told him he sent for you. So okay, so he followed him. So he went into the house of this Roman. Now, mind you, he was a Roman. He was a Gentile. He's a devout Jew. They don't even eat with those people because they of the disdain, the way they think. They weren't clean to them. So he went into this house, and he said, and he said that I was taught that not, he basically was saying that my tradition basically says that I couldn't do this, but I was taught that not to respect any man's person, that what God calls clean, I cannot call unclean. So so our thoughts for this year is, if God gives us people in our lives, because He's going to send people in your life, And you have to, like my wife always say, you have to ask yourself why they're there. If God sent people in your life, if people come into your life, let's say it like that. If people come into your life, you have to ask yourself, why are they there? Are they there for their benefit or they are there for yours? Because that's how I put it. But you say if they're there to help you or hinder you, but that's basically what it is. If they're there for their benefit or they're there for yours. Like I met a couple when you were just on here not too long ago. God has a tendency to send couples into our life because of the fact that we have marriage ministry and we deal with married couples. Um, we have a couple on here that I subscribe to. Somebody gifted me a subscription to his channel. If you want to go check him out, is uh, twitch.tv/Kupo, Kupo Magic. So you can check him out. And his wife is Dookie21, which I guess is her nickname. It's DOOKIE 21. Check her out. There's a couple. They're married. And so we got a chance to see him on IRL not too long ago. I never met her. I just would see him on the stream, but then I saw them both. They was IRL and where they took a trip for the holidays and they just left. They're on their way home. So what happened? I just randomly, like I do. One of the things I always do, I try to meet with people in Twitch. I just go in Twitch, game I like, see who's playing, and I just go in and stream. Sometimes I just go in there to offer assistance, and sometimes I just go in there just to see, what they doing and kind of chat with people, network, basically. That's how you get. That's how you build relationships. You network with people, build a relationship, so they can, and in turn, you never know what'll happen if you build these relationships. So, make a long story short, I met him, and I followed him, just watched him because he was, I watched how he interacted with people and different things like that. I didn't know he's a believer as well until when he saw me on one of my streams. And like today, because I streamed Sundays, Monday, and I was on Sunday, and he saw my page and he realized that, yeah, it's like me. so that was a good thing. So I knew it was a godsend. He wasn't somebody that just popped in there and, because a lot of times I just randomly pop in people's stream and just see who they are and if they, if there's a fit and I can relate, then I follow them. But I don't follow everybody. Because there are some people that you just cannot. I had to, and nothing against a lot of streamers, which they were good streamers, but the fact is that their personalities just did not. They clashed. I couldn't get with them. I couldn't get with So I'm not a person that cusses, so I couldn't get with a lot of cursing, and I can tolerate a little bit, but a lot of it, no. Just a whole. I work with a guy. That's all he does. He a good guy, but that's the way he talks. I just realized that's just the way he talks. Some people, that's their second language, And so, but that's just, he been talking like that for so long. That's just the way he is. He knows that's the problem, but I don't judge him for it. I just know that's him. That's just his normal talk. So, but the thing is, but I can't tolerate it from just all over the place. He's enough. So I get at work with him. He's enough. I don't want to go on stream and listen to it. I don't do it at home. My wife don't curse, and I don't deal with people that do a lot of it. And I don't tolerate too much on my stream either. But I know people will come in and say a few words. I don't get oh, oh, he said something wrong. Oh, he said a curse word. No, I don't get like that, man. I mean, you watch me, I might say something. so my mom, bless her soul, God rest her soul, she been, like I say, she passed at the beginning of this year. Her SHIT was her favorite word. My mom was doing that one cuss word and did variations of it from the time I've been known to, from the time I could know what it was. She would do that. That was her thing. But she did that till she died. No, she never had them other long 16-letter words that a lot of people say today. She don't know that stuff. But the thing is, the point is that I knew that there are certain things that draw people together. because there are things that God is using to draw us together for this final word. For this year to come, I believe that there is going to be a time where everything is going to make it shift. That's why I have exclamation shift, uh, hashtag shift, because God was telling me, say, this is a year of the shift forward into the things that you were planning, the things that you were making plans for in this year. It's going to be an acceleration, a shift into the next year of it. So if you got some big plans that you have made, just make sure that this is year. I believe this year that is a lot of us is going to blow up in ways that you can't even imagine. The favor of God's going to come. There's going to be some open doors. There's going to be a lot of things that's going to happen, but you got to be ready. You got to be mentally ready for it. You got to be spiritually ready for it, and you got to be physically ready for it. I'm trying to go on. You see my keg when I sat down earlier. I'm trying to get myself in shape, trying to get my mind back in center and get me educated on different things. Now I know a lot of stuff, but there's some things I want to learn, and you never want to stop learning. If you plan to go to school this year, go and learn all you can learn that'll help you to get further in kingdom, get further in God, and get further in your life. If you know there's some areas in your life that you need to work on those areas. Don't let those areas drag you down in this year. I got some things I got to work on, I know. And I know that my wife said the same. We talked about that this morning. There are some things, if you can't do it by yourself, get you some help. I had to go get some help. I suffer from depression, suffer from anxiety. I had to go get some help. I told my wife, well, I'm going to go get help for it to get me together. And I can't, and I did that. I had to. The only way that I could be able to do what I'm doing now, I have to be medicated. Because there's times where if I get anxious, I won't function. If I get in depressed mode, I won't want to do anything. I had no desire to do anything. I was edgy. I had, my mind wasn't there. And I would never do a stream or a podcast like that. You would see it. But I always believe in being real. But sometimes too much realness will hurt some people. you can't be too real, because if you be too real, people will get hurt. So one of the things I had to learn is that I had to learn how to deal with what I was dealing with. I had to learn how to function in a way that would be pleasing to God and to other people. So I want you to know that if you have plans for this year to move forward with a better mind than you did before. Now, I'm not saying that at 12 midnight everything is going to change and you're going to be a total different person. No, this is a starting point. This is a springboard to go into a better mindset. It might take you all year to get where you need to get. It might take you past that, but at least you can start. What you didn't get the chance to start, you can start this day, right now, right before the clock strike 12. You can go and do it. So that's my words of encouragement for you this year. I'm gonna talk more about that probably tonight. I'm not gonna make any promises and say we're doing a podcast. We're supposed to do one last podcast for this year. We're going to start next year. Basically, our podcasts are going to be more marriage. So if you're a person that's looking to be married, or you are married, or you know someone that is, recommend them to look at these podcasts. We'll have one. We has Brace and Marriage together with Barry and Karen. My wife is going to be with me on those, and we also do another one called Dare to Be Different. We do those on Fridays. We'll start doing those on Fridays, but on Monday through Thursday, because we're going to go a whole week now. I used to do streams, just Monday and Thursday, and then Tuesday through Friday I would do it. But Mondays through Thursday we'll do our marriage one. We'll do a series or something. Then on Fridays we'll do Dare to Be Different, and that'll be it. For Saturday be the only day we don't do anything. So it'll be our rest day and our date night. That's what we do. So we're going to change it. We're going to adjust the schedule on our Twitch page. You can go check us out on the Twitch page. That's where our schedule is. We're going to adjust that. Also, you can check us out on Twitter. I'm going to start using my Twitter more to announce a lot of this stuff. Also, you can check us out on Discord, which the link is in the chat right now in Twitch. But you can also go to our website, which is bracingmarriagetogether.wordpress.com. Check us out there. That's where all the different platforms. You can hit that Twitch button, it'll take you to our Twitch page. Also, you can check out our last post, our top posts on our that people liked. It'll also give you a link to our podcast, which we do during the week. We did the last one, which was a few Thursdays ago. So we hadn't done a whole lot of them because of holidays, but the last one we did was a Dare to Be Different Live. We did it on Thursday, so you can go check it out there. And check out, see what you think of the podcast. We do them about 30, 45 minutes. We don't do them long. But just like I say, just check us out. Thank you for the follows for this year. So far, like I said, we're almost to our goal of 50 and above. Want to get a consistent average of viewership. So if you follow us, also hit us on an auto host. If you can auto host us, do that. You can lurk. You don't even have to say nothing. You can just hit us on auto host and lurk, and don't have to say a word, and we'll still get the averages up. So that's our biggest thing, is trying to get a 30-day. So for my goal for January is to get an average viewership that I need for to get the attention of Twitch to get the affiliate. The reason why I'm shooting for that is not so we get some money, so they can be able to do more. And a lot of times you have to have open doors, and it'll also supply us to be able to update a lot of the things. Like I say, currently, equipment wise, I don't need anything because we updated that a long time ago. So I'm not doing this for equipment, a new computer, a new. Only thing we're updating probably is our camera. We're thinking about getting a new camera. I like my little C922, but I want to get a newer one that's gonna shoot different angles as well. Also probably gonna I don't know, like I said, we're just gonna upgrade everything as far as the looks of our pages and different things like that. But we just thank you for joining us today. Like I said, we just check us out on our website. That's where we can go and see everything that we do. bracingmarriagetogether.wordpress.com. You can, if you want to see that link in the chat, just type exclamation website. It'll come up, and you can see that link. And you can generally, if you're looking at us on Twitch, it's also in that chat. But like I say, you can just go to the website there. Well, we're going to let you know. We want you to have a happy new year. That may God's joy and may His peace be with you. And we're going to see you on the next time in a new season, a new podcast, a new way of doing things, a new stream. I'm probably going to go ahead and continue finishing off for the year, finishing off with Assassin's Creed, get my 70, and then once I'm done with that, I'm done. I'm going to start some new games soon. I'll let you know what. God bless y'all. We'll see you all later. And again, we just thank you for joining us. And we'll see you on the next time.